Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, expansion after expansion. We have sat here and gotten fucked in the ass by Blizzard taking away our abilities and shitting on our classes. And today begins, hopefully, the redemption arc of that. Today begins the time that we stop losing abilities and we start getting them back. And we're getting new abilities. Is it possible that Shadowlands will suck? Yes. But not if we have anything to say about it. When this expansion comes out, we will bitch, we will cry, and we will complain. Because if we don't, we're probably going to have to play like Valorant or Fortnite or some shit. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really good at those kinds of games. So I really hope that things turn out pretty well because I have no FPS abilities in really any other games either. All right, how about that? Shadowlands class changes preview. Alrighty, here we go. Blue post with design explanations. As Azeroth's champions prepare to traverse the Shadowlands, they will gain powers both new and forgotten to take on horrors that reside in the realms of death. Shadowlands class philosophy. Classes have evolved throughout WoW's 15 years of development, and so have our philosophies on class design. With new expansions and an increasing level cap, actually it's decreasing this time, but okay, came new spells, abilities, and talents. While earning new powers is exciting and a natural part of growth in a role-playing game, eventually we begin to butt up against the limits of action bar and accessible keybind space. And many of the tools and perks that once defined certain classes became increasingly widespread, diminishing class uniqueness. To address this in the past, we made changes to talents from Mists of Pandaria, with even removed several abilities and wards to Draenor. In Legion, alongside the introduction of, Alongside the introduction of artifact weapons, we focused on class identity and carving out a distinct fantasy for each specialization to go with their weapon. I think they did this. Like, I actually think that they did this back in Legion. They did establish a certain level of class fantasy, especially with the class order halls and the class quests and everything like that. I think Legion did achieve that in the most realistic way possible. So I would say this was a relatively successful thing. But it's hard to really say, is it the same as vanilla WoW? The reason why class identity was in vanilla WoW is because every class was bad at something. And in current WoW, every class is not bad at something. So mages were really bad at survivability in Classic. Warriors were really bad at survivability in Classic as well, and mobility in Classic. Priests were, bad at surviving in Classic. Warlocks were, they were bad at different things, mana and like AoE. Actually, I guess Warlocks were pretty good at AoE. But like everybody had the thing. Wait, they weren't? That's retail too. Wrong? Everyone's bad at surviving? No, Warlocks were fine at surviving. Druids were fine at surviving. Paladins were fine at surviving. Shamans were fine at surviving. Comparatively in Classic. Like, no, mages and warriors were substantially worse than paladins and druids at surviving. Like, let's be real. Also good at surviving. Yeah, of course they were good at surviving. I mean, I'm not talking about Warlocks owns you. Frost mages, though? Yeah, they're good at avoiding melee damage, yeah. But I'm talking about surviving damage, like being able to withstand damage. Mages were not very strong at that. Listen, I don't want to argue about the intricacies of Classic WoW because people all the time want to, have like the opportunity to express how much they know about the game. Listen, back in Classic WoW, mages were better at AoE than any other class. Like, large scale AoE, they were better than any class by a fucking mile. Druids did not have the same AoE that mages did. Warlocks did not have the same AoE as mages did. Priests did not have the same AoE that mages did. The fact is that the reason why classes were unique in Classic and Burning Crusade is because they were shitty at a number of things and good at a number of things, okay? That's basically what it is. Nowadays, every class is pretty good at everything. Every class has a certain level of survivability. Every class has a certain level of healing, etc. And so it's called balance. Well, it is called balance, but now they balance it differently. And I think that's what the difference is. Warlocks are good at everything. Not really that good at everything. But you guys see what I'm saying, right? the point that I'm making, Bernie Crusade, listen. Okay, we're gonna move on, all right? That's an example of bad game design, should be left in vanilla. I didn't say they should do that again. All I'm saying is that that's why you had class identity in vanilla, is because each class could identify what they were very good at and what they were very bad at. That's really the difference, okay? So let me go ahead and I'm going to look at the rest of this. I don't want to get mired down in some stupid argument or like, you know, hyper specification of something. Mechanically, this means revamps for most of our specializations, removing several long-standing class-wide abilities and adding new spec-specific abilities in the process. Today, in Battle for Azeroth, while specializations have unique and flashy abilities, we've heard feedback that in some cases we've moved too far away from the core of the class that initially sparked players' interest when they first created their character. At times, there is more that divides two specializations of the same class than there is that unites them. I agree with that a lot. Yeah, I actually do agree with that a lot. It feels like at this point now with the game, especially in Legion, right? But like in BFA too, but not quite as much, right? But it's still a lot. You don't have 11 classes or however much we have now, or 12. You have like 36. Basically, each spec is its own class. And there's not as much overlap between class abilities as there was in even like Wrath of the Lich King. You have so much overlap, or sorry, so little overlap now that, and I think that the overlap helped in a lot of ways because it was easier for a player to understand and learn the Fire Mage if they played Frost because they're already used to using Fire Blast and maybe even Fireball and, you know, a couple of other abilities that Frost Mages or that Fire Mages already had. So it wasn't like a complete design change. So I really, really agree with the idea of going back to classes and having abilities in classes instead of abilities in specs, because I think it makes it easier for players to learn and understand the game. So I'm a big fan of that. I'm glad they're doing it. This is a great thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this. In Shadowlands, we want to return to the idea that specialization is about powering up a specific part of the class's kit, not narrowing down, I thought I said toilet, their tool set. That is fucking amazing. I am so glad to hear that. This is what we have been waiting to fucking see. This is what we've been waiting to hear. Thank fucking God. Like, I've been sitting here hoping that they would do and make these changes, and here they are. They're making the changes right now. And I'm so fucking glad. Too little too late? It is not too little too late. Do you know how I know that it's not too little too late? If you go over and you look at the WoW Reddit, where is it here? In the WoW Reddit, there's fucking almost 9,000 people online in the WoW Reddit. Like, look at on Twitch. Let's see. How's WoW doing on Twitch? Pretty good. I mean, realistically, it's doing pretty good. All right, let's go back to the rest of this, okay? Nobody's actually playing. They're all hyped and talking online. Well, yeah, because it's not out yet. Anyway, Blizzard can bring out a good expansion, and if the expansion is good, people will come back and play the game. Every expansion, people come back and play the game. It doesn't matter. Like, because realistically, buying a sub for WoW and a $40 or $50 expansion is pretty much the same as buying any other AAA game. And you will probably get more gameplay out of the first month of the expansion than you will of most other games. And that's really the truth. And so if you want to play WoW like that, that's fine. And I think that's a good thing. And WoW 7K viewers at Asmongold, it was a bad time whenever I was gone. I'll be honest. You were beating Animal Crossing? Not quite. But, you know, the point is that people have not moved on past WoW. If WoW is good, people will come back and they will play the game. It doesn't matter how long ago it was or anything like that, people will still do it. Let me read the rest of this. In an expansion that is all about choice, we also want to give players more opportunities to make impactful choices to customize their gameplay and express their own vision of how their characters engage with combat. Now, here's a problem that I have with this sentence. And I might be nitpicking, so tell me if I am. But I feel like Blizzard has designed this expansion with a vision in mind And I think that they're too rigidly following this vision, and it could end up hurting the game with the idea of forcing the abilities into visions, or sorry, not visions, forcing the Covenant abilities into being a choice and being locked into them because their vision of Shadowlands has that in it. That's my biggest issue. So I wrote this thing out yesterday. I don't want to open up my fucking DMs again. So I wrote this yesterday. Why time play power? Please read this. If you care. If you don't, then whatever. Right? But like, I'll go ahead and I'll read you guys what I wrote about this. It seems as though Blizzard is fixated on making these abilities locked to governance, even though the overwhelming majority of feedback is doing so is so negative. Please do not repeat the same mistake of BFA and Azerite armor and Legion legendaries and force players to use a bad system because that system fits your vision for Shadowlands. That is what I'm concerned about with the expansion. Is that Blizzard will have a vision for the game, and the vision for the game is contrary to what the players want to see out of the game. And ultimately, the players win over Blizzard, and Blizzard changes it and makes the players happy, but it comes at the expense of people's enjoyment of the game for like 6 months. So Blizzard's like, okay, well, just try out the system and see how you like it. And then players are like, well, no, we're not going to like it. We don't like it. They're like, just try it. Just try it. Just try it. And then they try it, and they're like, ah, yeah, guess what? We didn't like it. And Blizzard's like, oh, wow, looks like you didn't like it. Wow, what a surprise. I don't want to wait until 9.2 for Blizzard to fix problems that were evident in the alpha. Or evident on the announcement of the expansion. The fact is that the main thing that I don't want Blizzard to do is design the game with a rigid vision that's not adaptable to what players want and how players act. That's a big problem, okay? And I can read this a little bit more through this. I don't really know how much people give a shit about it, but anyway, it's on Twitter if people do want to see it. Anyway, let's go back to the rest of this. I'll talk about that later. Mini specializations, okay. Okay, mini specialization specific abilities that help spells and spells that help define identity of a class once again will be available class-wide. And we're reintroducing some iconic abilities to give all of Azeroth's heroes a fighting chance against the dangers ahead. That's cute. In addition to these changes, players will have their new Covenant class abilities to look forward to. Yes, I also look forward to simulating which one will be the best and choosing that one immediately without even looking at anything else that has anything to do with it, which we preview comprehensively in our Shadowlands Look at Covenant Class Signature Abilities blog. So, today we'd like to give you a look at some of what's in store for each class, including our overall goals, some cool new and returning powers, and some key changes to abilities and talents. This isn't meant to be a comprehensive list of updates. These changes represent a starting point for a dialogue with the community, but this should give you a good overview of what to expect. Okay, so we'll take a look at what's going on here. Legion was super underhyped too. Yeah, people were not hyped at all for Legion because of BFA. People are like, oh yeah, they're gonna try and pull this one on us again. Okay, we see what's going on here, Blizzard. Yeah, we see through your tricks. But this time around, wait, what? Wait. No, I meant Legion was not hyped up as much as WoD was. I was not hyped up a lot for Legion. I think a lot of people weren't hyped up for it. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but like from my perspective, I felt like many people were not. Oh, did I say the wrong one? Whatever. I don't know why. Like today, I feel like I'm a little bit more dyslexic than usual. Let's go ahead and read this here. Former champions of the Lich King, Death Knights overwhelmed their foes with brute force and dark magic. In Legion, Death Knights became very narrowly focused on thematically around their spec. For example, Frost Death Knights having an overwhelming majority of their spells being Frost-themed only. And let's see, that's kind of like whatever. General changes. Once these changes are live, all Death Knights will be able to desecrate the ground around them with unholy magic to deal damage to their enemies with death and decay. That's cool. Or neutralize their attacks with anti-magic zone. Furthermore, every Death Knight will once again be able to tap into unnatural powers to temporarily turn themselves undead with Lichborn. I thought Lichborn was a great spell. I'm glad they're adding it for everybody. Or use Raise Dead to summon a ghoulish servant to fight alongside them. The new Sacrificial Pact ability enables Death Knights to perform a forbidden ritual, sacrificing one of their undead minions, siphoning their health, and causing them to explode and deal damage to nearby enemies. Finally, the frosty grasp of Chains of Ice will once again bind the enemies of all Death Knights. This is great. I mean, fuck yeah. Like, I'm like, this is a good one. Happy to see it. Okay, let's see here. Blood. In the home of the Shadowlands amongst their fellow dead, Blood Death Knights can learn new abilities and talents. Blood Tap allows Death Knights to consume essence from slain enemies to generate 1 rune, and is repeatable whenever a Bone Shield charge is used. Blood Death Knights will also get Rune Tap without needing to select it as a talent. So that's a bonus button right there. So we've already gotten how many bonus buttons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bonus buttons. That's a lot of bonus buttons. Relish in Blood will significantly heal the bloody bruisers of each active Bone Shield charge. 7? Even more. That's a 7 right there. Bloody bruisers for each of the Bone Shield charge and grant 5 runic power when Death and Decay is cast when Crimson Scourge is active. That's cool. Memories of the Lich King's legendary sword Frostmourne stores the hearts of Frost Death Knights who can once again choose between 2 one-handed weapons or 1 two-handed weapon to cut down their foes. The harsh lessons learned on the frozen tundra of Northwind have manifested into new talents and abilities. The iconic Frostworm's Fury will be accessible to all Death Knights, rather than needing to be selected as a talent. Hypothermic Presence is a new talent that halves the runic cost of all abilities, cost abilities for a moderate amount of time, giving the Death Knight the vigor to strike down all who stand against them. Two-handed DK. Fuck yeah. That's great. Two-handed DK is something that people have wanted for a long time. It doesn't really make a lot of sense that Bolvar and the Lich King are both two-handed DKs, and, you know, they don't have them. They can do it, but, you know, players can. This is awesome. Now, let's be realistic here for a second. I'm going to take a drink first. Probably 80% of the DKs will either be one-handed or two-handed, because one of them will just be better. And if you're using the two-handed one when the one-handers are better, you're a moron, and vice versa. I mean, like, let's be real. Because everything, and that's okay. Well, I think it's okay if they switch it back and forth. It's kind of dumb that they do that, but also at the same time, I think it's better than just having people play the exact same meta slave. No. Meta slaving, you guys don't understand. Everybody is a meta slave. Everyone is a meta slave. Here's the thing. If you want to plug your ears and close your eyes and be like, la, 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 I'm going to play however I want and just have fun, well, that's great. But nobody's going to play with you. So, like, for example, if I see somebody who's using certain talents or certain abilities, nobody's going to play with you. So, being a meta slave is a requirement. And if you're not a meta slave, everybody's going to assume that you're a fucking moron, and they're not going to play with you to begin with. You always complain about this. What do you suggest they do? I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, I don't think that there's anything that they can do. I think that giving players the ability to make choices dynamically and choose between which meta they will be a slave to that day is probably the best solution. Realistically, it's like choosing who you will be a slave to that day is probably the best solution. Unless all heroic raids be on DPS races, people still do those in funner looking specs. No, they won't, because other people won't play with them. Like, I'll tell you one thing, like, for me personally, like, if I see somebody who's intentionally handicapping themselves and they're playing a spec that's bad, I'm not going to invite them to my group. Because they're handicapping themselves and therefore handicapping me. Why would I want to take somebody who's going to just make things take longer whenever I could just take somebody else who's going to do more damage? It's like, it's obvious. You know what I mean? Not everyone's a dickhead, though? No, everybody is. The thing is, like, not everybody's a dickhead. You're right. Until they wipe. And then, you know, you start opening up the logs. Then you start taking a look and you're like, okay, all right, who's really fucking up here? And then, you know, you start to build up that resentment. You start to get a little bit mad. And that's what it really is. Like, yeah, of course, everything's going fine and nothing ever goes wrong. And we can play however we want. And this is just a fun game for everybody. And yeah, that's true until you wipe. And as soon as that happens, then you pull up the logs. Then you pull up the parses. Then you pull up other people's talents. And then you see somebody is intentionally doing 20% less damage because they're having fun. Wow. They're not going to be having fun for much longer. That's what it comes down to. It's a trash take because most people would take someone with a decent raid or IO and Warcraft log score regardless of playing meta as shit or not. Well, yes, I understand that. But if somebody has a decent Warcraft log score, that implies that they're using the meta build. Because if they're not using the meta build, they're numerically putting themselves at a disadvantage, which means that probably they're not performing as well. Like, it's... That wait, wrong? Are you guys... That's false? Really? So you're telling me that people who parse well and that care about parsing are going to intentionally sabotage themselves while parsing? Like, that's so logically inconsistent, I can't even believe it. Of course they're not going to do that. Holy fuck. It's not black and white like that? Okay, here's an example. So, you can read my post about this. So, Ragnaros is a bad server, right? Everybody assumes that Ragnaros is part of is like, most people from Ragnaros suck. Like, this is a general bias that people have in the game. Like, everybody agrees with this. So if you see somebody from Ragnaros and their item level 475, and you see somebody from Stormrage or Illidan and their item level 475, there are many players out there who, without knowing anything else about the guy, will choose the guy from Stormrage or from Illidan. That had nothing to do with the guy. Because there is a bias that is created. Because people that play talents that are bad will have a disproportionately larger amount of players inside the pool that are playing those talents that are bad, because all players who are focusing on optimization will be playing a certain talent set that makes them do the most damage. So that would remove all of the organically good players out of that pool and put them in the pool of people that are trying to perform at a high level. So then you would have the original pool of people that are using a bad talent set that would include some of the people that do just want to have fun but are good players, but you will also have a disproportionately larger amount of players that are in that pool that are not as good players, because all of the people who don't care about their performance will be organically in that pool by default because they're not the ones that are trying to maximize their damage. So your argument for that is completely logically wrong. It is totally logically wrong. Like, in every single way. So I don't want to go ahead and get through this a million times, but it is a stupid argument. You should not expect that at all. Anyway, move the fuck on. Yeah. Well, I think it's important because a lot of people have like a misconception about this, and it's never been explained in a logical way, I feel. And that's one of the reasons why I made the post. Anyway. So, no argument. Good. All right, next. Let's go ahead and move on. Iconic Frostworm's Fury will be accessible to all Frost Death Knights rather than needing to be selected as a talent. That's fucking awesome. Like, I love that ability. It's one of my favorite abilities right there. Yeah, that's fucking amazing. Hypothermic Presence is a talent that halves runic power. Okay, I read that. Okay, good. While all Death Knights have some ability to control and reanimate undead minions, an Unholy Death Knight has chosen to specialize necromantic magic, and their abilities should reflect that. All Unholy Death Knights will be able to use Summon Gargoyle. That's great. I remember Summon Gargoyle soloing me in Wrath of the Lich King. It's great to see that one come back. I'm so happy about that. And bring these flying terrors to their side. Army of the Damned. Isn't that Army of the Dead? Wait, is there... Like, I haven't played a DK in a long time. Like, Isn't this army... no? Oh, it's a talent. Okay, I'm not really sure. I haven't played DK in a long time. Returns as an even stronger force with similar and faithful... with a similar and faithful recruit. A Magus of the Dead. These formidable magical wielders have fought side by side with Maldraxxus Bannermen, and their presence rallies unholy DK's ghoulish armies, lobbing frostbolt and shadowbolt spells into the enemy. Deathcoil and Epidemic casts will reduce Army of the Dead's cooldown, allowing unholy Death Knights to summon forth a relentless stream of monstrosities into battle. Magus of the Dead will also fight by a Death Knight's side when they cast Apocalypse, which benefits from a cooldown reduction whenever Deathcoil and Epidemic are cast. Unholy DK's Mastery Dreadblade will benefit both Master and Servant. Oh, that's really cool. So you actually get to buff your pets with your Mastery by also increasing a Death Knight's shadow damage and the damage of their ghoulish minions, allowing undead armies to trample all in their wake. Great, so now we can get soloed by pets. That's awesome. Thank God for that. Man, I can't wait to play this game. This is gonna be great, dude. Yeah, this is gonna be just fucking great. Yeah, Corona DK, exactly. All right, let's go to the next one. Demon Hunters were originally added in Legion at a time whenever all characters were assigned to specialization and creation, and artifact weapons were made for each spec feel like its own class. And that's reflected in Demon Hunter's design. That's right, because they only have 3 buttons. Though there are a number of similarities between Havoc and Vengeance, we feel like we can do more to add some common ground, such as sharing a single resource and certain abilities. General changes. All Demon Hunters now share a single resource. Fury. Okay. All right. So, Rage. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Which channels their fiery hatred into relentless demonic attacks on their enemies. In addition, Immolation Aura, originally Vengeance only ability, will be able to both specs. So you get Immolation Aura. That's great. Now, you know, here's the thing, guys. Havoc Demon Hunters, they needed more AoE damage, okay? You know, sometimes you do a pull and they're not top. So it's really good that we're just going to give them another fucking button to push. And the best part about that is they push it before the fucking pull. It's great, dude. They need more buttons. Yeah, they do. Okay. You can play it. Like, the thing is, like, you know, I say you can play a Ret Paladin with a garage door opener, which is true in Classic. You could play a Demon Hunter probably with a Nintendo controller. And what they're really doing here is they're probably going from a Nintendo controller to a Super Nintendo controller. You got 2 more buttons. Actually, 4 more buttons. Anyway, let's move on. Havoc Demon Hunters have a new passive, Unending Hatred, which expands the Fury's maximum capacity, letting them get an extra hit in or 2. The Dark Slosh talent has evolved into Essence Break, which deals chaos damage and significantly increases the damage that both Chaos Strike and Blade Dance deal for a short duration. That's great. That's cool. So you have like little damage window. It's good. Vengeance. Vengeance Demon Hunters will see changes to Soul Cleave and their talents to encourage more build variety outside of Spirit Bomb. This includes getting Demonic as a talent option. That's whenever you get the Life Leech. Similar to option, and Fell Devastation as part of their specialization's baseline abilities. Wow. So Demon Hunters can dish out more destruction than ever before. Similar to their Havoc Brethren, Vengeance Demon Hunters who choose Demonic will temporarily enter their Metamorphosis following Metamorphosis form following a Fell Devastation. That's good. So they're just going to always be in meta. That's great. Really good. Awesome. Vengeance talents, as a whole, have been substantially reworked. We've combined several popular talents, shuffled others to other different locations, and introduced new talents to encourage new build possibilities. One new talent is the Bulk Extraction, which immediately rips a soul fragment from up to 5 enemies around the Demon Hunter and consumes them. Bulk Extraction. Who the fuck thought of that, dude? Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Wow. All right. I want to go ahead. More healing. Wow. Yeah. I mean, sometimes they're not at 100% health, so we've got to fix that. For situations that call for a Vengeance Demoner to take a hit or two, Ruinous Bulwark increases the healing of their fell devastation and converts overhealing into an absorption shield that lasts for a moderate amount of time. Okay. I mean, that's actually really good. Like, that's really, really good. I feel like this is actually kind of a... In my opinion, I like talents like this because they can be situationally used at a high skill cap. And I really hope that Blizzard is trying to create more skill cap situations. I really like that a lot. Skill cap, no, it really is. I know people are saying skill cap, but no. Like, there are things that are skill cap. And that's good. Druids are masters of shapeshifting, a versatile hybrid class that can adapt their form to suit a wide variety of situations. And Shadowlands reinforces this core identity by giving them even more flexibility. We're adding several abilities back to the class and making others more widely available. Most notably, the affinity system has been expanded to offer utility abilities along with passive bonuses. All druids will now be able to use Ferocious Bite, Bark Skin, Cyclone, Stampeding Roar, and Iron Fur. Wait, Cyclone? Fuck! Oh. That's the last thing we wanted, man. That is the last fucking thing that we wanted. Why'd they have to do this to me, man? Like, this is the last fucking thing. Ferals already get Cyclone. I'm tired of it, man. I hate it. All right, let's see. Druids of any specialization will now also be able to use Cyclone and Stampeding Roar. I'm glad about that. Stampeding Roar is a really cool ability, and so it's good that more druids get it. In addition, Heart of the Wild has returned as a talent, providing an option for druids who want to use an off-roll abilities during combat. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Balance receives... Oh, shit. I read the wrong one. The affinity talents associated with each specialization, Balance, Guardian, Feral, and Restoration, also gain an additional utility ability. Balance receives Typhoon. Feral gets Maim. Guardian gets Incapacitating Roar. And Restoration can use Ursol's Vortex. Cool. Yeah, that's cool, I guess. Maim, I fucking... Dude, I'm... Like, druids trigger me so much. Solar and lunar empowerments are being strengthened and updated into eclipses. Reminiscent of past expansions like Wrath of the Lich King, Wrath and Starfire will grant each other alternating lunar and solar eclipses for longer duration with special moments of celestial alignment, allowing for both to occur at once. Balanced druids who master the flow of these eclipses will be able to ensure a period of sustained power to either Wrath or Starfire at key moments of a fight. Star Surge will extend the current eclipse to continue focusing power into either Wrath or Starfire, while Starfall instead extends your current Moonfire and Sunfire effects, giving the main arcane power spenders distinct roles on the situation. Cool. Starfall will return to its previous design used in Wrath of the Lich King through Warlords of Draenor. Instead of needing to telegraph the affected area, Balanced Druids will once again call down waves of stars, which strike surrounding ground while they stand, run, or flap. Or flap for its duration. That's great. Feral. Fierce felines. Fierce felines will see their Blood Talons talent reimagined, tapping into their primal power. When feral druids use Shred, Rake, or Ferocious Bite and Ferocious Bright in quick succession, the damage of their next rip will increase dramatically. Okay, so a combo ability. That's great. Cool. That's nice. Guardian druids in the Shadowlands can once again embrace or bear hug. This is real cute. Yeah, real cute writing. It seems like the guy that wrote this is a fucking druid. You know, their brutish side with Berserk. Berserk, even. Reducing the cooldowns of Mangle, Thrash, Growl, and Frenzied Regeneration substantially, while also having the cost of Iron Fur. Halving the cost of Iron Fur. Renewal also returns as a talent choice, instantly healing the Guardian Druid for a fair bit of their maximum health. Okay, that's nice. Basically like a instant heal. It's good. Restoration. Swiftman will return to its historic functionality of consuming a heal over time effect on the target, but with a substantially reduced cooldown and cost. And for moments of special need, the classic restoration staple Nature's Swiftness will once again allow a rebirth, regrowth, or entangling roots to be cast instantly. Communing with the wild spirits in the Death's Realm has reawakened Restoration Druids' inert knowledge to cast Nourish, a talent option that heals an ally for a significant amount. Nourish receives triple the boon from Mastery Harmony, which increases the healing for each active restoration heal over time spell on the target. Okay, so you stack all 3 hots and spam Nourish, right? Or not spam, but like use it. That heals for a lot. Okay. Hunter. Masters of the Wilderness. Hunters draw on a variety of tools, such as specialized ammunition and traps, that alter their environment to their advantage. Those who master the strategy of chaining their abilities and coordinating opportune attacks with their bestial companions will unleash their full lethal potential. In general, we feel the core Hunter class kit is well realized across all of their specialization, yet each plays in a unique, fun way. As a result, Hunter's core damage rotations remain familiar in Shadowlands, but several iconic abilities will return, and many talents will be updated. Arcane Shot, Eyes of the Beast, Hunter's Mark, Kill Shot, Scare Beast, and Tranquilizing Shot will be available for all hunters to use regardless of their active specialization. As a Fury Warrior, I'm not looking forward to Trank Shot coming back. You know what they need to do? They need to make it to where hunters can't fucking shoot you point blank. Like, I hate that shit. That made me so mad. It's why? Because think about it, okay? So if you've got a guy, like, all right, let's say you're trying to pull the bow, and like they're trying to pull the bow and shoot him, and you've got a guy who's like hitting you with the sword. It's not gonna work. It's just not. Like I would love to see that come back, because it made it easier for me to kill hunters. That's basically the reason why I want it to come back. To prepare for the fight ahead, all hunters will have their stable size significantly increased to hold many companions, including new creatures they discovered and tamed in the ethereal wilds of the Shadowlands. That's cute. Yeah, that's cute. It's cool. I mean, you have more pets. I was thinking about doing a pet taming stream sometime soon. I think that'd actually be really fun. So we'll see if I ever end up actually doing that. But I don't know yet. I think that'd be really nice. Check Wowhead, new player leveling zone. I'll look at that in a bit. Right now I'm finishing this. Beast Mastery. A Beast Mastery. Hunter's strength comes from their bond. It's the pet solo everything, okay? Like, that's what they do. They the pet solo everything. Who will ruthlessly fight at their side and savagely tear enemies apart. Bloodshed is a talent that Beast Mastery Hunters can teach their companions, commanding the beast to tear into their target. The unfortunate quarry with the, will bleeds. Oh, so Bloodshed is basically a dot that makes the pet do more damage while the dot's up. Okay, that's cool. I like that. That's another skill. It's like, you know, one thing I'm worried about here is I feel like one of the things that it seems like Blizzard is doing is that they're creating damage windows for the different classes. Like, each class is a damage window. Like, Bloodshed is a damage window. A few of these other things are damage windows. And I worry that we might go into the same situation that Legion had, where, like, 50% of your damage every 2 minutes happens in, like, 30 seconds. And I hope they don't do that, but we'll see. But that is a concern that I have. Beastmaster Scent of Blood talent is being reimagined. This passive now activates whenever Bestial Wrath is used, granting 2 charges of Barbed Shot to bloody a target and empower the bonded beast to take down those threats quickly. Venomous Bite takes the place of Spitting Cobra and comes with a twist. When Bestial Wrath ends, the Cobra will come to aid the hunter in combat. The Serpent's power will increase based on how many times they use Cobra Shot during Bestial Wrath. So you can make a Super Cobra. I like that. That's actually pretty cool. So yeah, this is another damage window, right? This is 100% a damage window. So yeah, this is really interesting. We get snakes. Yeah, there you go. Master Sharpshooters can empower Kill Shot with Dead Eye. A new talent that lets the hunter store 2 charges of Kill Shot. Oh. You know why I think actually these changes are really good? Is because whenever I read one of them, it makes me mad. I should be jealous and pissed off that other classes get something else to fuck me. Because hopefully by the time that we get down to my part, I get something to fuck them back. We'll see. It also makes aim shot recharge faster for a short time whenever Kill Shot is used. Binding Shackles is a new passive talent that causes enemies rooted by their baseline binding shot. Oh, wow. Hype train. Great. That's... Wow! Okay, Binding Shackles is a new passive talent that causes enemies rooted by their baseline binding shot to do less damage to the hunter for a short period of time after being released by the root. Okay, that's really cool. I like that a lot. So that's kind of a way that you can, like lower damage against you. It's probably more of a PvP thing, but I think that's awesome. Volley is a new talent, that enables the marksman hunter to rain arrows down on a targeted area over a short period of time. It also empowers the hunter with the Trick Shots buff, causing all their aim shot and rapid fire abilities to ricochet and hit up to 5 additional targets for half the damage for the duration of the volley. So, okay, that's basically like an AoE talent. That's really cool. Yeah, that's great. I'm happy about that. Survival. To take down the horrors waiting for them in the Shadowlands, survival hunters are refining their skills and improving their weapons and gadgets. Expect to see damage increases for Hydra's Bite, Butchery, Steel Trap, Tip of the Spear, Flanking Strike, along with a reduction in the focus cost to Chakrams. Okay, so basically they didn't do anything to survival. They're just giving it more damage, which is fine. And I'll tell you guys why that's not a surprise. Is because survival was basically created in Legion. So they're not going to have like a million different weird changes to survival because they pretty much created the class recently. So it's going to be closer to their current ideology. So it's really not a surprise that survival isn't getting a lot of changes. Mages manipulate many schools of magic, but focus their power on one in particular. We feel it's important for every mage to have access to spells from arcane, fire, and frost spells, especially for utility purposes, even if their damage rotation draws primarily from a single source. And to support this, we're making more spells from all 3 schools class-wide. Fuck yeah. That's awesome. That's really good. The reason why this is good is because if you see a Frost Mage using arcane missiles, you know they're a fucking moron. It's like they've got like one of those hats on. It's like, with the little fucking propellers on it. You know that's what it is. And I think that's great. I mean, giving people something stupid that they can do, I think is always kind of funny whenever Blizzard does that. They get arcane blasted. Okay, well, whatever. It doesn't really matter. In addition, we felt that Arcane Mage rotation lacked a focal moment that results in a big payoff. Did somebody send this to Mitch? As such, the combat rotation is undergoing a significant redesign that looks to add this while retaining the overall flow and feel of the spec. arcane dream, dude. The arcane dream. This is great to see. I really think this is pretty much all positive. This is awesome. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Where were we? As such, the combat rotation is ongoing. A significant redesign that looks to add this while retaining the overall flow and feel of the spec. Arcane Explosion, Fire Blast, Frostbolt, and Mirror Image are once again available to all specializations, and Fire Ward and Frost Ward return to bolster Mage's defenses. That's cool. Yeah, that is absolutely awesome. So everybody gets Arcane Explosion again. I feel like that's reminds me a little bit of Classic, you know? And I'd say that's a good fucking thing. Yeah, just like Classic Alter Time. Well, Alter Time, like this is another one. Alter Time comes back from the past, allowing mages of all specs to show off their temporal mastery. When cast, the spell gives the mage an ability to return to their initial location with the same health and mana after casting it a second time or after a short duration. All mages can also learn a new talent, Focus Magic, which grants an ally a slight bonus to their spell critical hit chance. In addition, when the ally critically hit... Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! I remember this! Yeah, they used to have this back in the day. Holy shit, I forgot all about Focus Magic. Okay, so Alter Time, this is another skill cap ability, okay? Alter Time is another skill cap ability. I love Alter Time. Even though it fucks me and it's really annoying, I think it's a good ability for the game. It's defensive. It is defensive, and that's what makes it good. But it's... You can use it in all kinds of different ways, right? And you see, like, you know, fucking Zaryu, right? Who posts Twitter clips all the time, you know, in between him, like, doing push-ups or soloing 3 people in an arena. Like, you will see so many Alter Time clips from Zaryu, all right? It's going to be fucking great, man. I'm very excited to see this. Arcane, wild, untamed magic wands through the Shadowlands, and Azeroth's most chaotic magic wielders can't wait to channel it. Azeroth's most chaotic magic wielders. Oh my god, dude. There's no way they didn't write this with Mitch in mind, dude. They had to have done it, man. Clearcasting now has an additional stack, rendering arcane mages even more capable of decimating their foes. Mastery Savant now extends its damage-increasing properties beyond Arcane Blast and Barrage to all spells. Holy shit. Touch of the Magi removes from its current place as a talent to baseline arcane ability, allowing wielders to grant wielders to target an ability that will take an additional burst of magic damage from all arcane spells and spread that damage to surrounding enemies. Okay, so that's an AoE talent and also a big damage talent. That's big. That's really big. That's insane. Enlightened is a new talent that rewards mana management. While the arcane mage's mana is above a certain threshold, it empowers all arcane damage dealt by a moderate amount. When below that threshold, it significantly increases mana regeneration. Okay, all right, I like that a lot. That's cool. Fire. Fire mages now have more control over how and when they spread their ignite with a redesigned Mastery Ignite. Fire Blast now serves as the catalyst. When used against an enemy who is ignited, it spreads to up to 8 in... Holy shit, man! Okay, so... Man, I better see some warrior changes here, man. Like, this is... I'm getting... Man, this is upsetting to me. Like, I'm getting some class envy right now, man. I'm getting some real class envy. I swear to God, if the warrior changes, like, you get back taunt. You get taunt back. Or actually, no, we have taunt. Yeah, you get to use shield block again. I'm gonna be pissed. Be really pissed. Okay, Fire Mage's talents are also getting a few updates to help promote different playstyles based on the situation they face. Blast Wave now does more damage, and an increased slow duration keeps enemies at bay while melting away their health. That's cool. I always liked Blast Wave. It looked cool. For mages who want to watch the world burn, the cooldown reduction provided by Kindling is increased, allowing the mage to get their combustion back faster for maximum critical strike goodness. That's great. Very, very great. Damage bonus to Pyroclasm grants is also being increased, making the reward for casting the next non-instant Pyroblast much more satisfying. So, I like the idea of casting non-instant Pyroblasts. Because it's like Dragon Ball Z. It's like you're sitting there like, ah! And then there's a commercial about fucking, bologna or Lunchables. And then you come back and it's like, ah! And then just as it's about to happen, tune in next week to see the next episode. And the next episode doesn't happen either, right? Because it's just a rerun from the last episode. But anyway, it's like whenever it finally hits, though, whenever it finally fucking hits, it blows people the fuck up, man. Like, I like seeing big abilities. Like, I love G-Pie. Like, G-Pie is a great ability, in my opinion. It's slow, it's dangerous, and it's like you see the big red ball coming through the screen, and it gets you. I fucking love it. Just like Chaos Bolt. Just like Chaos Bolt. I love Chaos Bolt as well. Frost. With the addition of mirror images and alter time, the Frost Mages will have some cool abilities to weave into their gameplay. One of the more noticeable changes to Frost Mages in Shadowlands is the update to Flurry's Winter Chill debuff. Previously, Winter's Chill was tied to Flurry's movement speed debuff, which created tight windows and required distance checks to achieve the maximum damage bonuses. Moving into Shadowlands, Winter's Chill is now a much longer debuff that causes Frost Mage's next 2 spells to treat the target as frozen. A debuff that increases the critical strike chance. Okay, so you don't have to chain it right together. It's not really a big deal. But yeah, Frost basically didn't really get a whole lot of changes. That's whatever. All right, Monk. Who cares? All right, let's see. Paladin. Actually, do you guys want me to see that? I guess are there any monks in chat? Do you want to see the monk part? Let's just look real quick, okay? In preparation for Perilous Journey to Shadowlands, monks are fucking stupid. They're annoying, and now they get new abilities to be even more annoying. Okay, Expel Harm, Fortifying Brew, Spinning Crane Kick, and Touch of Death are now available for all monks to use. Additionally, Touch of Death returns to its original design, killing an enemy with less health than the monk. Well, that'll be great for Brewmasters, won't it? Each specialization also gains a unique benefit by dealing damage with Touch of Death. That's amazing. All 3 specializations will be able to summon their Celestial to the battlefield. Invoke Zwin, Nizao, or Yuan. I think that's really cool. Being able to summon the Celestial is really cool. Brewmasters can choose between a one-handed weapon and a two-handed weapon. That's good. That's very good. That's what we like to see. Holy shit. So more choices. And of course, one will be better and everybody will choose that one. But they'll probably buff and change which one it is. And it'll be interesting. Brewmaster Monks also have a returning passive Shuffle, which increases the amount of physical damage that's staggered whenever the monk uses several abilities. I think, yeah, Shuffle is an interesting ability. I never really played Brewmaster enough to really know how to use it, though. Let's see here. All Brewmaster Monks, Celestial Brew is a new ability that absorbs damage based on the imbiter's attack power. Okay, that's fine. All Brewmaster Monks can once again challenge their target with Clash, a returning ability that causes both the monk and the target to bull rush each other, and at the epicenter of the conflict, root the opponent for a short duration. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. That is really cool. Beetlespin with the 5 subs. Thank you very much, Beetlespin. I appreciate that. Thank you, dude. We're going to take a look at the new post on MMO Champion after I finish this, okay? Yeah, thank you very much. All Brewmaster Monks will be able to use Invoke Nizao, the Black Ox, previously a talent to help shoulder Brewmaster stagger damage. Nizao also deals additional damage based on stagger damage purified. For Brewmaster Monks, not only does Touch of Death instantly kill any creature that has less health than the monk, but it will also clear the remaining stagger damage. Brewmasters can imbue their brews with divine powers via a new talent, Celestial Flames. Drinking brews has a moderate chance to grant Celestial Flames, which slightly increases Breath of Fire's damage reduction and spreads its periodic damage effect to targets struck with Spinning Crane Kick. So I feel like one of the things that they're doing here is they're creating ways to spread dots. I don't know, like, I feel like we've seen this like 3 times now. And so I'll see if they do this with like Warriors with Rend or something like that. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the rest of this. Touch of Death OP. It depends on how it is in PvP, but yeah, Touch of Death is really good. Okay, here we go. Exploding Keg returns as a talent, immolating enemies on impact and blinding them for a brief period of time. Okay. Mistweaver monks will be able to use Invoke Yuan the Jade Serpent to summon a Celestial who heals allies with Celestial Breath and spawns healing spheres for all nearby allies. Touch of Death now instantly kills any creature with less health than the Mistweaver monk and will spawn healing spheres for their allies. Invoke Chi-Ji Red Crane pretty much just heals everything, I'm assuming. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty much fine. Good. Okay, Warrior's second win. We'll get to that. Like their Brewmaster brethren, Windwalker monks will once again be able to choose between one... Oh! Wait, Windwalkers can do this? Holy shit! Will once again be able to choose between 2 one-handed weapons or 1 two-handed weapon in their fight to restore balance. All Windwalker monks will be able to call upon a powerful ally with Invoke Zwin, the White Tiger. Touch of Death. They have Touch of Death. That's nice. And Dance of Chi-Ji. Passive talent that has moderate chance to make an estimating crane kick free to use. Significant amount of extra damage to all its strikes. Okay, so empowered AoEs. That's cool. Okay, Paladin. Paladin. Devoted Cucks of the Light. Paladins tap into its holy power to protect their friends and vanquish their enemies. In the original version of the game, Paladins had several categories of spells that transcended their specializations, such as seals, blessings, and auras. While we feel that not all of these categories of spells make sense for the modern game, having those categories defined by the Paladin class, we want to restore that feeling of shared spell categories with unification of the Paladin resource system and the restoration of several iconic abilities, including auras. While a few of these abilities are situational utility, they play well into the Paladin's archetype as a holy cuck and bane of the undead. Okay, I guess they do have undead abilities. Yeah, that's fine. Paladin class and specialization changes. Blessing of Sacrifice, Hammer of Wrath, Sense Undead, Shield of the Righteous, Turn of Evil, and Word of Glory will be available to all Paladins. Wow. 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 That's a big one. Okay. All Paladins get a Blessing. I think Hammer of Wrath is probably the biggest one here. And Turn Evil makes sense to give it to all Paladins since DKs you're getting Lichborn. And Word of Glory, you know, kind of just like a healing thing. Holy Power returns as a resource for all Paladins to use to fight off attackers and defend their allies. I hated Holy Power. I always hated Holy Power, man. Like, I thought it made sense for Ret, but I never liked it for Holy, and I never liked it for Prot. Like, I never liked it. Wasn't a big fan. Holy Power returns the resource for all abilities, they defend their allies. Abilities such as Crusader Strike and Hammer of Wrath grant Holy Power on use, which can then be used to can then be spent to call upon the most powerful forms of the light, including Word of Glory and Shield of the Righteous, to vanquish foes and protect allies. As champions of the light, all Paladins can use a powerful aura to safeguard and enhance their abilities. Concentration Aura returns to all Paladins, reducing the duration of interrupts and silences. A redesigned Retribution Aura allows Paladins to avenge fallen allies with a short burst of avenging wrath, giving these holy warriors the strength to vanquish evil or keep their remaining allies on their feet. Crusader and Devotion Auras are also available to all Paladins. Devotion Aura gave what was it? Armor, and Crusader Aura made you move faster, like on your mount. Maybe they'll just give move speed now. Okay. All Paladins will also have access to more talents that allow them to manipulate and spend holy power. Oh, great! The Divine Purpose talent will be available for all Paladins to select and standardize for all specializations, allowing their abilities that spend holy power to have a decent chance to make the next holy power spending ability free and increase its damage or healing output. Holy Avenger allows the generation of huge bursts of holy power in a short window, while Seraphim allows the Paladin to spend their holy power to increase their secondary stats for a moderate amount of time. What do you guys think about this? Listen, if McConnell wants to get in Discord, I'm in Discord. He can get in Discord. Let me know how he thinks, what he thinks about this whole Paladin situation. But seems to me like, holy power coming back. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. I've never liked the holy power. Like, I mean, I don't play Paladin main anyway, so who cares what I like? But still, like, I'm, not particularly happy about that. Protection. To better uphold their oath to protect the innocent, Protection Paladins now exude Shining Light, a new passive that makes their next cast of Word of Glory free whenever Judgment critically strikes a target, enabling prompt Paladins to shield themselves and defend their allies from attackers. I think that's a really cool... Oh, did I skip Holy? Oh, shit, sorry. I don't know why I did that. I thought I already read that. The Azurite trait, Glimmer of Light, moves to a space in the level 50 talent row, competing with powerful existing options such as Beacon of Faith. While Holy Paladin's Aura talent row has been replaced with the class-wide Aura bar. Oh, wow. Wait, so they actually get the Aura bar back. Oh, shit. That's awesome. Aura Mastery continues to give Holy Paladins the unique ability to give any aura a special empowerment. That's big right there. All right, Retribution. Okay. Here we go. Let's just get this out of the way. The darkest places within the Shadowlands inspire Retribution Paladins to perform valorous acts in the name of the light. Wake of Ashes is available to all Retribution Paladins instead of needing to be picked as a talent, allowing these holy warriors to vanquish evil with a blow so powerful it damages all foes close to its impact and reduces any survivor's movement speed significantly. That's great. Demon and undead enemies are further crippled with a substantial stun when struck with the ability. Empyrean Power will be available as a talent, giving Crusader Strike a moderate chance to make the next Divine Storm cost no holy power and increase the damage dealt by a significant amount. Okay. That's great. Amazing. Moderate. Yeah, there we go. Whatever. Priest. Priests call upon the light to heal their friends and tap into the void to eradicate their enemies. In recent expansions, priest specializations became polarized around these two ideas, with Holy and Shadow only tapping into their respective schools of power. In Shadowlands, we want to move back to a world where even though a Holy Priest excels in their connection with the light, they are still able to harness some shadow magic to deal with foes. Likewise, even though Shadow Priests focus on harnessing void energies, they are still able to draw in the light to protect themselves. Alright. General changes. Mind Blast, Mind Soothe, Power Infusion, Shadow Word Death, and Shadow Word Pain will be available for all priests to use regardless of their active specialization. Alright, so they've actually got a damage relation. Imagine paying $15 a month to heal. Yeah, dude, there you go. To heal another player. Wait, I actually thought of that. Yeah, you're paying $15 a month to help somebody else play the game. That's true. That is... Damn. Yeah, you're right. Wow. That's a bit of cuckery. You're right. Okay, Discipline Priests are masters of balancing the forces of the light and shadow, and changes with Shadowlands cover both ends of that spectrum. Light's Caress is a new talent that most powerful disciplines of the light can use, enabling Discipline Priests to heal their allies by blessing them with Power Word Barrier and healing them again if they're still under the barrier whenever it expires. Discipline Priests who dare to learn into darker magics can learn Shadow Covenant. The reimagined talent instantly heals a chosen hero and 4 other injured allies. within a small area and moderately increases the damage a priest deals for a short period of time, during which they cannot cast any holy spells. Alright. Alpha today, is it true? We don't know when the alpha is coming out. So a lot of people have asked me about this. So when's the alpha coming out? What's happening with alpha? We don't really know. Like, let's be honest, we have no idea. Hopefully it will be out today, but it might not be. We'll just have to see. We're sitting around, we're waiting. If it comes out today, we'll be ready for it, okay? All right, anyway, let's go ahead and we'll look at the rest of this. New to Discipline in Shadowlands, Mind Blast will provide a powerful burst of damage and atonement healing, along with an absorption shield for a significant mana cost. Okay. And that's cool. Sure. Holy. With the protective veil of Shadowlands shattered, the grace of the Naru has slipped through and can be channeled by their most faithful. Circle of Healing is now a baseline spell for Holy Priests, freeing them up to master a new talent in its stead, Prayer Circle. Prayer Circle empowers Circle of Healing, reducing the cast on a Prayer of Healing moderately for a short period of time whenever it's cast. So activatable, on-demand, like AoE healing. That's cool. Let's see. In Realms of Death, Shadow Priests will learn how to ascend to the peak of their power with the new talent, Death and Madness. Each time a target dies after being slain with Shadow Word Death, the Shadow Priest gains a substantial amount of insanity back over a few seconds. Oh, that's cool. In addition, Shadow Word Death resets, instantly ready to use on their next victim. Surrender to Madness returns with a wicked twist. On use, the Shadow Priest instantly gains a huge spike of insanity and casts Void Eruption on the target. Over a long duration, insanity-generating abilities grant 100% more insanity. You can cast your spells while moving. However, this power comes at a terrible price. If the caster fails to slay their target during the buff window, they succumb to the shadows and die. Oh, wait, what the fuck? Dude, that's gonna be OP as fuck in BGs. That's gonna be OP as fuck. Dude, you just pop that, you deep dick somebody, and then you pop it again. You pop it, you deep dick somebody, you pop it again. Holy shit, that's good. That is really fucking badass. Kill or die. Probably has a 10-minute cooldown. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're probably right, actually. Yeah, never mind. Okay, yeah, I guess it doesn't reset the cooldown. What if there's a PvP talent that makes it reset cooldown, though? If you get a kill. Like, that'd be crazy. Throughout WoW's history, rogues have always had a broad utility toolkit for damage, control, and survivability. But during the development of Legion, we felt the need to distinguish each of the specs from each other by giving them a using ability. This resulted in us giving much of the power of the rogue core kit amongst the three specializations, making each of them feel a bit thinner than before. For Shadowlands, we're working to correct this problem by restoring many iconic rogue traits to base class while preserving what's novel about each specialization. Okay. Skip rogues? Wait, why would we skip rogue? What do you mean? Like, why skip rogue? Yeah, why would we skip? Like, I don't understand. Okay, the three specializations of rogues share their teachings that they've learned while mastering their vicious skills. Assassins teach the basics of poisons, allowing subtlety. And outlaw to once again coat their blades with instant, crippling, and numbing poisons. Wait. Do rogues not have poisons for all their specs now? No? Oh my god, dude. It's been like that since Legion. I don't play a rogue. Like, I don't... What the fuck? It's so fucking dumb. Like, I don't play alts anymore. Like, I only... Like, since I started, like, going for, like, all the completionism content, I never play alts unless it's, like, for a reason to, like, advance my main. So I had no idea about this. Yeah, warrior only. Only warrior, man. That's it. So, that's fucking insane. Wow. Okay, so instant poison just did damage for anybody that forgot. Crippling poison made you, like, move slower. There's, like, a movement speed reduction. And numbing poisons made you cast slower? I don't remember what numbing poison did. The lost art of the well-placed shiv. Yeah, cast time, I thought so. Of a well-placed shiv at a target's side allows a concentrated version of the poison to infect the target for a short duration. Pickpocket will frequently uncover new ingredients that can be mixed into their crimson vial, augmenting its power for the next time a rogue drinks it. That actually sounds really fucking cool. Like, this is one of the first things, like, a lot of this stuff is like, okay, yeah, it's nice, that's cool, it's whatever. That actually sounds really fucking cool. That is a really, really cool interaction. I like that a lot. That right there is class fucking fantasy. Whoever thought of that at Blizzard, good job. Ination rogues continue their mastery of poisons with returning shiv ability, providing a moment of increased nature damage on their victim, mirroring the gameplay of Toxic Blade, which is like, I think it just did more poison damage or something like that. Their poisons will be stronger and applied to their blades faster than other rogues, along with always infecting targets when attacking with stealth. Oh, that's really nice. Assassination once again has access to ambush as an option for their initial attack from stealth. Okay, that's just like basically a damage on damage. Blindside. Talent has changed to give the assassin a chance to... I'm gonna stop doing that. To ambush, even without a stealth, with a higher chance of lower health targets. Oh. Blindside has changed to give assassin a chance to allow access to ambush even while out of stealth with a higher chance on lower health targets. Don't stop? Okay. Alright, I don't know if I'll be able to do it again. Anyway, that's actually a really cool ability. I like that a lot. Outlaw. Shiv gets access to another upgrade through Toxic Blade, reducing its cooldown to provide more frequent assaults and increased nature damage. Okay, so like more damage windows. Outlaw. Ever resourceful and hungry for an edge, Outlaw rogues have traded in the combo point requirement for Roll the Bones for a modifiable cooldown, which can be manipulated to line up with their finish moves. Okay. Frantic Combat will reduce the cooldown of Roll the Bones through Restless Blades by spending combo points. Kidney Shot returns to Outlaw's toolkit with Between the Eyes, making their foes more susceptible to their critical strikes instead of stunning them. Yeah, so like every class now, it seems like every class is getting a damage window. Like this is the same thing, like another class with a damage window. And so I'm not really surprised to see this at all. But it's probably a good thing. Check Zaryu's tweet. Okay, I'll pull that up. Yeah, sure. Just a second. What's he saying?
Versus the other guy's subs. Some expand servers. Yeah, for some, yeah. Basically, it's just RB Chiefs versus the other guy's subs, or 5v5 versus the other guy's subs.
Uh-oh. He's gonna jump after... Yep.
Yeah.
I knew it, dude.
Yeah, for some.
Oh, man.
Basically, it's just RB Chiefs.
Okay, that's good, man. That is really good. Do you guys see that? Is it big enough? I can't really make it any bigger. What he did there is the guy... Oh, yeah, I can just do this, I guess. The guy goes in there and he runs after him. Zaryu jumps down with Alter Time. He comes back up and the idiot just fucking runs right off the fucking edge. Alright, dude. That's great to see, man. That is great to fucking see. Which size was it? Yeah, it's right here. Okay, I'm gonna give this a fucking like, dude. There you go, man. Alright, that's what I thought. Bring back Stormblast. Yeah, okay. Alright, let me go back and we'll take a look at the rest of these classes. This thing. Evasion. Returns his Outlaw's defensive ability with Riposte. Riposte becoming an upgraded talent option. Retractable Hook now increases the speed of the rogue's grappling hook, getting them where they need to be faster than ever. I feel like that's probably a bad talent. Like, I'm just assuming, but we'll see. Invasion and Riposte. Yeah, dude. I mean, these rogues, man, they're getting all kinds of crazy abilities, man. First, Assassin got some stuff. Then now we've got Invasion and Riposte. Yeah, I honestly, I have so much fun. I'm gonna be real with you. I have so much fun saying words wrong. Just reading chat, get fucking pissed. Subtlety. Always looking for an advantage in combat, all subtlety rogues have mastered the art of find weakness, previously a talent. Attacking from stealth and other abilities allow the rogue to bypass their target's armor, but also causes additional shadow damage whenever they were struck by an eviscerate. Find weakness can also mark a large number of targets. See, it's another one. Whenever needed to set up for the new area of effect finisher, Shadow Vault, which also assaults targets with find weakness for additional shadow damage. Shadow Dance grants the power of Dark Shadow, previously a talent, to increase all damage active at the cost of less frequent dancing. Rupture returns his subtleties, damage over time, bleed finishing move, instead of Shadowy Nightblade. However, they'll still have access to movement speed reduction and healing reduction through wound and crippling poison. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's great. Damage windows equals more skill-based rotation. Isn't that what you wanted? Yeah, I do want that. The only concern that I'd have is that every single class has basically the same fundamental damage window. And so you'd get to a little bit of homogenization. Like, I don't want to have every class have a damage window, because then it's like, it's the same thing every time, right? But overall, damage windows are better than not having them. I'd rather have damage windows than have at least some classes have damage windows than no classes have damage windows. But I think all classes having damage windows is better than no classes having damage windows. Okay, like, so, I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, let's see here. Shaman. As a class, Shaman have long had some of the most distinctive categories of spells in the game. Totems, shocks, shields, weapon imbues, and chain spells. But over time, some have become the domain of specific specializations. In Shadowlands, we're giving these types of abilities back to the entire class. As a player levels up, they'll be exposed to the many ways that a shaman can interact with the elements to overcome challenges. Over time, Shaman will discover which of these tools they have the strongest affinity for, and which abilities they'd like to focus on as they master the elemental forces. General changes. In Shadowlands, Chain Heal, Chain Lightning, Healing Stream Totem, Flame Tongue Weapon, Flame Shock, Frost Shock, and Lightning Shield. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, am I counting wrong? 8, yeah, 8. Searing Totem. Holy shit. I don't know if I can give Mitch his Razor Naga back now. I think I might need it. Holy shit, dude. This is insane. Wow. Oh my god. Available Shaman grows their specialization. Steering Totem returns his ability for all Shamans to use, which bombards enemy, earby enemies with fireballs for a short duration. That's great. Alright, let's go and look at Elemental. Mitch still gonna happy? Yeah, I would be too. Elemental. The Maelstrom resource and accompanying bar have been removed. There it is, dude. There it is, dude. Here's why this is good. Because every fucking class has a secondary resource. Everybody has a secondary resource, and now they're changing it and they're making it a little bit different. Thank fucking God. I'm so glad to see this, man. Mage? Well, yeah, I mean, I guess there's a few classes that don't have one, but like overall, they were trending more towards giving everybody a second resource, and I'm glad that they're moving away from that. I think it's a good thing. All right, let's look at the rest of this. When we added Maelstrom to Shamans and Legion, we wanted to improve affordance around the use of Earth Shock and Earthquake in their rotation, but the addition of the resource had a side effect of converting the spec into one with Builder and Spender abilities. There it is. which comes with a certain built-in expectations of the payoff of its spenders. When an elemental shaman presses Earth Shock and it consumes most of their resource, the expectation is that the moment is the peak of the rotation and there should be a big payoff. But we want the focus on the rotation to be more about managing your Flame Shock debuff on multiple targets to maximize the potential of Lava Burst through Lava Surge procs. Lightning Bolt and consequently Earth Shock are meant to be flavorful, but not secondary part of the single target rotation. Now, let me go ahead and let me rephrase this. Elemental Shamans were one-shotting people in PvP with Earth Shock. Blizzard considered that probably a problem, and now they're changing it. That's pretty much what happened, all right? I'm not surprised. It seems like a good idea. Good class changes? Yeah, let me just pause right here. What do you guys think so far of the changes? What do you guys think so far of everything that we've been talking about here so far? Good? So everybody's pretty much saying good. God damn, that's fucking awesome. Reminds me of Cataclysm. Yeah, that's definitely a good thing. I'm happy about that a lot. Worries and decays need stances returned? Well, we'll see what happens, okay? Okay, let's go ahead and look at the rest of this. When Elemental Shaman... Okay, I saw this. Excuse me. Managing your Flame Shock debuff on multiple targets to maximize the potential of Lava Burst through Lava Surge procs, Lightning Bolt, and consequently Earth Shock are meant to be a flavorful segment apart. As such, we are returning to a design that relies on building stacks of Fulmination to determine when to insert Earth Shock into the rotation. Similarly, Chain Lightning and stacks of Seismic Thunder will serve to enable Earthquake. Echoing Shock is a new talent that blasts the target for significant damage. That makes it so the Shaman's next healing or damage-dealing spells cast a second time shortly afterward without costing additional resources. Okay, so it's basically like Echo of the Elements. Seems like pretty much what it is. That's great. Enhancement. As with Elemental, the Maelstrom resource and Maelstrom bar has been removed from Enhancement Shaman. Enhancement will return to a specialization based on managing a number of cooldown abilities with high points built around rinse, repeat casts of Storm Strike. In Shadowlands, Enhancement Shaman who change certain abilities in combat will see their efforts rewarded when the time is right and the elements will it. Elements are RNG, by the way. With the capacity to unleash a powerful cooldown, dealing devastating damage. Maelstrom Weapon returns, giving each attack a chance to grant a stack of a buff that can be used to make your next healing or damage-dealing spell instant. Flame Tongue Weapon and Wind Fury Weapon There it is, dude. There it is, dude. There it is, dude. Can once again be applied to Elemental Shaman's weapons, imbuing them with the power of the elements to suit the situation in hand. The passive bonus provided by Hailstorm is being redesigned so that it resets the cooldown of Flame Shock and Frost Shock when a Shaman uses Storm Strike. Searing Assault metamorphosizes into a powerful fire attack, striking the foe for significant fire damage and causing their Searing Totem to cast incredibly fast. It also triggers Flame Shock to rapidly dish out its damage over time burn effects to melt enemies. That's cool. Overcharge now generates 5 stacks of Maelstrom Weapon instantly, and another stack every second for a short duration. Stormkeeper will make your next 2 Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning cast instant cast, and deal bonus damage. It also benefits from Maelstrom Weapon, lowering Stormkeeper's cast time, so the Enhancement Shaman can chain powerful abilities together to pummel down foes quickly. Elemental Blast is now a talent option for Enhancement Shaman, giving this melee-focused spec and access to a powerful spell to destroy foes from a distance. Great. Oh yeah, wait, they've had that before. No, that's not bad. Yeah, never mind, that's okay. Where can I find the post? It's on Wowhead, and you can also just find it on MMO Champion or just on the Blizzard official site. Let's see here. Where are we at? Elemental Blast, talent. Okay, yeah, we got everything else. It also benefits from Maelstrom Weapon's effect, which can reduce its cast time or even cause it to become instant cast. Once Restoration Shamans step into the realm of the ancestral spirits, they will find new ways to tap into the element's powers. Earth Shield can now be used by all Restoration Shamans without needing to select it as a talent. Surge of the Earth is a new talent that expends a few charges of Earth Shield to significantly heal the current Earth Shield target and several nearby allies. There it is. There's no two-handed weapons for Shamans. I mean, realistically, like two-handed weapons with Shamans and the Wind Fury procs, it just created really, really large, unpredictable damage swings, which is fun for players, but I don't think it's really good gameplay, and I think that's why they got rid of it. Ultimately, like, something like that it's fun but not balanced, and I understand, like, fun and not balanced is a good thing sometimes. I agree, but I think that, like, you see how quickly people become frustrated with classic PvP. It's something that has a certain level of, like, novelty to it, and the novelty wears off, and then the frustration sets in. That's why I think that they're probably getting rid of it, okay? Restoration. Okay, yeah. Warlock. When designing the Warlocks for Shadowlands, we had a few core goals. As part of our effort to distinguish classes as a whole, we're bringing back curses. We're bringing back curses that Warlocks can use as a proactive situational tool, satisfying to use in special cases, but not something they should feel obligated to use when fighting every enemy. That is I really like that. Abilities like Demonic Circle offer unique ways to interact with the world in combat spaces. Demonic Circle is a badass ability. I love Demonic Circle, so I'm glad they're bringing it back. Spec-wise, we're bringing relatively minimal changes to Demonology and Destruction, because we have no idea what to do with Demonology, and Destruction is fine. I just added that in there myself, because let's be honest. The last time Blizzard knew what to do with Demonology was in Burning Crusade. Like, after that, they were like, what spells does Manaroth have? Okay, give him another one of those this expansion. Give him an Illidan spell. Turn him into a demon. Oh, we're gonna have demon hunters? Take that one away. Tell him we're gonna redesign the class. Oh, we're gonna redesign the class though? No, we're not gonna redesign it. Just tell him that. Okay. That's pretty much what it is. Like, Demonology Warlocks, they have no fucking idea what they're doing with them. Let's go back to it. As we feel their core rotations and talent options fit well with our goals for Shadowlands. With Affliction, we're making larger changes to bring the Specializations gameplay more towards managing damage over time effects rather than saving up for a major burst moment. Wait. That's a different type of gameplay than all of the other classes. Wow. Wow. Back to how it used to be. That's right, Annie. That's right. Warlock class and specialization changes. General changes. All Warlocks will be able to afflict their foes with Curse of Tongues. That's what I have whenever I talk too long. I start getting Curse of Tongues. Curse of Recklessness. Ooh. Curse of Recklessness. I wonder what that's going to be. Because Curse of Recklessness back in vanilla used to reduce the armor of your target and make your target deal more damage. I remember one thing that I used to do, because it used to increase attack power by a base value, is I would go around on my Warlock and cast Curse of Recklessness on mobs that low-level players were fighting, and then the mobs would kill the player. It was so fun. And, hopefully they'll bring that back. Curse of Weakness and Curse of Doom. I love Curse of Doom, dude. Like, Curse of Doom is one of my favorite abilities in the game. I really, really like it a lot. You said too? Yeah, dude, there you go. In addition, Warlocks can manipulate space with Demonic Circle. Tongue-Tied is a talent that empowers the spells lobbied by targets suffering Curse of Tongues. Causing them to seal the victim from receiving healing effects. Wait, what? What, so they can't get any healing at all? A 100% Mortal Strike? What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Like, what do you mean? Like, Oh my god. Okay. So, fuck me, right? I mean, you know, whatever. Fuck me. Just, alright, cool. Guess I'm useless now. Great. Force enemies to succumb to all incoming damage for a moderate amount of time. Affliction. Unstable Affliction sacrifices its stacking effect to torture its victim longer, and all without consuming a soul shard. Huh. So, it's just a new dot then. It's just another dot, is that right? Yeah, it's just an actual dot. I kind of liked the way the new Unstable Affliction works. I'll be real, I do, but I can see why a lot of other people don't like it. And so I'll be really curious to see how this change. I know a lot of other people don't like it, right? I know a lot of other people don't like it. That's fine. I don't play a Warlock main. So if Warlock mains don't like it, then they should change it. You know what I mean? Like a Warrior main that has a Warlock ult that I don't really play a lot. Who cares what I think? This is just like my opinion on the class. Affliction unplayable in PvP all expansion. Well, hopefully this will be a change. Affliction Warlocks can exacerbate the malaise they sow with Malefic Rupture, a new ability that deals damage to all enemies afflicted by their periodic spells. Increase for each periodic effect on a target. Okay, that's cool. Another, I guess, kind of like an AoE ability. Or actually, that's basically like the Void Eruption, right? Isn't that how Void Eruption works? It deals damage to every target like that has a curse of, or fucking like the shadow thing on him. Yeah, a Buck Nut. Hey, thanks a lot for the 10 subs, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, dude. Thank you very much. New talents will be available for Affliction Warlocks to effectively drain life away from their victims. Sow the Seeds will now embed 2 additional seeds in nearby enemies, which combined with the new Malefic Rupture ability can make for devastative, explosive results. That's great. That's awesome. Sow the Seeds used to make it whenever you did like Seed of Corruption, it would do like 3 of them instead of 1. I remember it was like super fucking OP for damage. AoE damage was crazy. Everyone in the area, Void Eruption hurts everyone. I forgot what it was. Demonology. Dark Pact will now scale with spell power to deal more damage than ever before. Demonology Warlocks will also discover that the Dark Fury talent has a new effect. In addition to the cooldown reduction it provides, it empowers Shadow Fury by increasing its area of effect as the spell crashes down onto the battlefield. So, nothing. They get a buff to their mastery. They get a mastery buff. Great. Fire and Brimstone is getting an upgrade in Shadowlands, as it now generates 2 soul shard fragments for each enemy struck by the Warlock's empowered Incinerate. That's cute. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right. Give me 1 sec. Chad in heavy armor and wielding brutal weapons, it's often forgotten that warriors are also hybrids, equally adept at dealing damage and protecting allies on the front line. We want them to restore the utility to all 3 warrior specializations by bringing back many iconic abilities that are useful across the game. In addition, several talents have undergone revision for each spec to increase build diversity and gameplay variety. Execute, Hamstring, Ignore Pain, Shield Block, Shield Slam, Slam, Spell Reflection, and Whirlwind are now available to all warriors to use regardless of their active specialization. Furthermore, Challenging Shout and Intervene are returning, and all warriors can use them to turn the tide of battle. Shattering Throw is... How many... I don't have that many fingers. This is too many. Like, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? I've got to use my toes now. Holy shit. Oh, we're Shattering Throw is also back. Yeah, buddy. Fuck them Paladins. With a new twist, it will deal devastating damage against foes protected by an absorption shield. That is fucking amazing, dude. That is so good. I am so sick of these people that just have their absorb shield on. Oh, dude, this is feeling good, man. Lastly, Double Time and War Machine can now be utilized by all specializations to talent. I guess that's kind of cool. Arms. The armies of Maldraxxus have inspired arms warriors. To return to several key martial tactics and abilities. Piercing Howl can now be used by arms warriors, giving them another way to stop enemies in their tracks by dazing them and significantly reduces their movement speed for a short duration. Alright, so we get Piercing Howl back. That's great. Cleave has been redesigned. After striking 3 targets with a whirlwind, the warrior can use Cleave to strike all enemies in front of the warrior, inflicting deep wounds. That's good, because right now, Cleave is fucking useless. Inflicting deep wounds. The Deadly Calm talent has also been redesigned and will completely remove the rage cost of the next 4 abilities. That's how it was in Cataclysm. And includes a passive effect and increases the warrior's maximum rage by a moderate amount. Dreadnought, that's the one that gives 2 charges of Overpower, now takes on Seismic Wave Azurite trait, empowering Overpower to deal damage to enemies in a lane. So it's like Overpower is a skill shot? Wow. 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 That's awesome. When Overpower hits 2 targets with sweeping strikes, Dreadnought causes 2 death. Oh, that's good. I like to see that. It's like Seismic Slam. It's like Seismic Slam from Thrall. And oh yeah, we need to do a vision. I need to do another 5-mask vision today. I'll have to do that after I go through all of this stuff. Arms is fucking boring since BFA. Arms is fucking boring since Cataclysm. Actually, Mr. Pandaria. Yeah, let's be real. Fury. Fury warriors will find themselves at home in the Shadowlands and will be able to finally perform feats of battle that were previously unfathomable. Is that right? Fervor of Battle is a new talent where warrior loses themselves to their bloodthirst during Whirlwind and also slams their primary target and gains additional rage. We already had that. Like, we already had that, basically. Like, warriors will also be able to learn Onslaught, in which an enraged warrior brutally attacks an enemy for a large amount of damage and generates some rage. So, Raging Blow. No, it's Raging Blow. Raging Blow used to be only usable while you were in rage and did a lot of damage and generated rage. This is... They just renamed it. They renamed the spell. But, okay, this could be better. A Frothing Berserker has been reimagined. Now whenever the warrior reaches under rage, they gain haste and movement speed over a few seconds. Wrecking Ball returns as a talent, which gives the warrior a moderate chance for next Whirlwind to deal a chance? Oh, yeah, that was whenever Whirlwind would do like 200% damage. I remember that. I used that in the Mage Tower. Fresh Meat now causes Bloodthirst to always enrage you the first time you strike a target with blood. That sucks! That's it? That's all the Fury Warrior stuff. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. They said this was just a start. Yeah. So that means it can get worse. Let's look at the rest of this. In their shining armor, protection warriors are seen as stalwart defenders. But behind the shield stands a cold-blooded tactician. Very true. So true. The truest true there's ever been true. Protection warriors can now tap into, what is this here? Can now tap into their brutal side with some reimagined talents. Best served cold increases the damage of revenge, with the damage bonus increasing significantly after a successful dodge or parry has been made. Wait, what? Did I read that wrong? With the damage bonus increasing significantly after a successful dodge or parry has made... Okay, never mind. All right, so they're just making it do more damage whenever it's free. Okay. Menace has also been redesigned with this theme in mind. Empowering, intimidating shout to cause all enemies to cower in fear for a substantial amount of time, knocking back those who are not the primary target. All right, that's cool. Let's see. Indomitable will now passively increase the warrior's maximum health by a moderate amount, and spending rage while the ability is active will heal their wounds. Cool. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, they used to have that back in Mists of Pandaria somehow. I forgot exactly. Was that Mists of Pandaria? That you would be able to heal through, was it Spinning Rage? Yeah, I forgot really what it was. Second Wind. It was so long ago, I don't really remember. Never Surrender. Increases ignore pain by either a moderate or significant amount based on missing health. Yeah, they already had this in the game before. Legion Legendary. Oh, yes. Manaroth's fucking manacles. That's right. Yeah. Manaroth's manacles. Check Ian's liked tweets. What's this? No. No. Ian, listen to me, Ian. Single-minded fury. You only play that if you're a bitch. Okay? Like, warriors have two big fucking weapons. And they beat the shit out of people. That's the way it works. I don't want any of this pussy-ass shit using one-handed weapons again. I hate it. Do not do it. Please don't do it. Because even if it's not the... even if it's not the best, I'm gonna have to do it anyway. Single-minded is better? No. Titan's Grip is compensating? No. Listen. Let me see if I can find this. I'm gonna see if I can pull this up real quick. Let me see if I can find the image of it. Give me 1 second, guys. This is really important for me to find. Where is the picture of me holding the rake? The rake with, like, the bucket on my head. Where is it? I need to find it. There's a certain picture I need to show you guys. This is how I feel about Titan's Grip. That's how I feel about Titan's Grip. Okay? You see this kid? Do you think I want to use single-minded fury? Do you think do you think this dude wants to play the game like a bitch? Fuck no. Fuck no, I don't.